So every day as Americans, we are faced with over an hour to 2 hours of advertisements a day. In Hollywood and things that are produced in Hollywood, in New York, the entire entertainment industry, we're given this idea and this vision in society of what is considered normal and how we are supposed to look, how we're supposed to act and carry ourselves. The truth of the matter is that none of us actually look and talk and act like people do in Hollywood. It is called Hollywood for a reason. It's time we defy against what they consider norm and act ourselves. Part of this problem is that we are faced with so much of it every single day. We see it in advertisements, we see it in magazines, we see it on social media. With social media becoming so prominent and iPhones and Androids and smartphones, we cannot escape this. We need to stand up and defy against Hollywood. We need to be ourselves.
And I need you so much.
So Hollywood has placed this idea of what normal people look like, what we should look like. All women should be a size 2, 5'7", 5'8", and 120 pounds. The average American woman is actually only 5'4" and weighs between 165 to 180 pounds. That's a big difference. Men should also be tall, muscular, very strong and masculine. That is not the case. The average man in America is only 5'8", has a muscle tone of maybe 10 to 15% of their body. Not all men fit the stereotype of people of Brad Pitt. We do not all look like Angelina Jolie. We don't fit into Hollywood's conception of what is considered a norm. We then have these amazing people who are considered these underconformists of Hollywood. They are in Hollywood. They're A-list actors and actresses. However, they don't necessarily fit into the ideal body image. Yet they are still prevalent. They are still able to have some type of career in this field and this society. We look to them as the underconformist of Hollywood. We also have those who overconform. We have those people who Photoshop themselves beyond recognition. We have these ideas in our mind that it's okay if we look a certain way because we can always go back and retouch or re-Photoshop these images. The truth of the matter is, when we see these images in Hollywood, nobody's perfect. Not a single one of them. 99% of the images that we see on film and in print that come from the social media world of Hollywood or of Hollywood itself have been retouched and photoshopped to make us have this idea of what is beautiful. We need to once again defy against it. There are these rebels out there, these people in society who are fighting against body image issues. People like Whitney Raythor and Loie Lane and Ashley Graham, who are going on this mission to make sure that we as individuals know that it is okay to be different, to love who you are and to accept who you are. saddest part about Hollywood is that we have these people who are struggling so hard to overconform to what they believe is Hollywood's norm and what is society's norm of beauty and acceptance. That 20 million women and 10 million American men every year will suffer from some type of eating disorder. Girls now as young as the age of 6 are developing self-awareness of how their bodies look, and by the age of 12 are already developing precursors to eating disorders. No one can say that they haven't felt an insecurity of how they look. We have these companies now that are taking a stand. Dove has a beauty campaign. Lane Bryant has an I'm No Angel campaign. If you take an ad of Victoria's Secret and place it against the Lane Bryant lingerie ad, the differences are astounding. Studies show only 5% of the entire world population of women fall within the category of having the body type and the body image of a Victoria's Secret model. Statistics have shown that 8% of men in the world population only fall into the category of what is realized as a male model. Someone who has a 26-inch waist, biceps that are larger than their waist. Men have also faced these stereotypes. They're expected to conform into what Hollywood and what society wants them to look like. We have those men who underconform, who just go by every day realizing, I'm just going to accept how I look, dress a certain way, and I'll fit in. With social media becoming so prominent, every day we can go on our phones, go on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and see these pictures of, once again, these people who in society are claimed to be normal and beautiful and what we expect them to look like. If you do a little deeper research, you can find things for eating disorders. You can find posts on Pinterest, pages on Facebook, things that are promoting these behaviors. It's just as prominent in men as it is in women nowadays for men to have binge eating, laxative abuse, eating disorders, purging, self-induced vomiting, starving themselves. But for what reason? To feel like they are beautiful in today's society? Why would anyone want to put themselves through that? I will stand against what society feels is normal and beauty. I accept myself for who I am and how I was born. I feel like we all need to be able to do that in order to actually have a healthy life and to be normal ourselves. Let's throw out the conventional norms of what society wants us to be and what Hollywood predicts us to look like. Let's stop underconforming and stop overconforming. Let's stop using Photoshop and airbrushing our photos, throwing on pounds of makeup and whitening our teeth and our smiles, getting thousands of dollars worth of plastic surgery every year. We need to take a stand and rebel. Let's be the rebels who change this generation to accept our bodies the way they were born to be.
Take your makeup off, let your hair down, take a breath, look into the mirror at yourself. Don't you like you? 'Cause I like you.